Rachel Robart, your health coach and business mentor. Happy Friday, my beautiful people. I am so excited to hop on here with you guys today. We are going to be interviewing a good friend of mine today. Her name is Missy Cornish, and she just so happens to be a Beachbody master trainer, as well as one of our very first test group participants in the Transform 20 test group with Shaun T. So if you guys are tuning in live, please make sure you guys check in. Hi Dennis, hello everybody. Happy Friday. Hi Letitia. Okay, so we're gonna be doing something special today, all right? We're gonna be giving away the Transform 20 challenge pack. We're giving it away because the program is that amazing and I want more people to get results, and I love you guys. So we're gonna be giving away the complete challenge pack to one lucky winner. So if you're watching the broadcast, make sure that you share, click the little share button, because for every 100 shares, we're gonna put you into a drawing to win the Transform 20 challenge pack. So if you're one of our test group participants that's already registered, please make sure that you guys show us how excited you are in the comments below. If you have already joined for the test group, I want to hear that as well in the comments. So if you are in there and you have a friend that maybe has been considering doing it with you, or you have a family member that you want to go through this challenge with you, make sure that you share the broadcast as well, because you might just win the challenge pack for your friend or family member. All right, you guys. So we're going to be interviewing Missy, and I think she is on. Let me make sure that I invite her to the broadcast. Hello, happy Friday, everybody. Again, if you're tuning in live, let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, drop replay, and make sure that you guys click share. Share, share, share. All right, because I want somebody to win. All right, let's see. I see her. We are bringing in Missy the interview. I love you guys. I miss you guys so much. I hope you guys are having fun this holiday season, getting through the rush of buying Christmas presents and everything. Hello, gorgeous. Can you hear me?
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good.
I can.
I'm so excited to have you on today, babe. Thank you so much.
You bet. I'm excited too.
I love you. So I was just kind of telling everybody, getting ready to let them know how I kind of met you in the beginning, because I thought about it this morning and I forgot that it was from Turbo. So Missy, like I said earlier, is a master trainer with Beachbody, and she teaches, or used to teach Turbo classes, and I think she's still doing it on the side, I'm not sure. But I was one of her Turbo students, and I fell in love with her from that moment I saw her teaching Turbo, and she actually inspired me to get certified in Turbo, and that's how we formed our relationship, and from there it just blossomed, and now we're here today. So Missy, I'm going to have you just share and let them, kind of introduce yourself and give us a little background of who you are.
That sounds awesome. So thank you for the introductions. It's funny, Rachel, because I was thinking about when I came in, you asked me to speak at a Super Saturday.
That's right, I did.
And that was our first kind of really exposure to kind of and then afterwards we went out and did Insanity in the parking lot.
Yes.
Remember that?
How amazing was that? That was one of our best.
It was so fun. I know, it was so fun. It was hot. It was Vegas. It was hot, but it was so fun. So I'm super excited that you asked me to be here. It's so funny because I'm not sure where to look. And guys, I have crossed eyes. I got to use my glasses. I can't see you otherwise, so that's how I'm going to play. But so my name is Missy Cornish, and I am a Beachbody master trainer. I have been. I worked for Chalene Johnson for, 15 years. So I was a presenter with her, and then when she decided to sell her company to Beachbody, well, I came with it, which was very cool. But on top of that, I'm a military spouse. I am a mom of 2. I have lived in, I think, 15 places in 22, well, no, how long have I been married?
I know,
25 years.
Every time so I run into her through our corporate events, and every time I see her, she's just been somewhere else, living somewhere else. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
I think the thing is, I think it's funny because every time we have a corporate event, it happens to be during a move. So I'm in a hotel, but it's okay because I'm in a hotel waiting to move or whatever. So. Yeah, and I've lived overseas, Okinawa, in the States. You know, it's just it's a great life, I have to say. But fitness has always been my passion, and I say that I was telling somebody the other day that I don't have a passion for fitness itself. For me, working out, I don't like to work out. And I'll be very honest about it. You know, I mean, I don't like to work out. I'd much rather sit on the couch,
Of course.
eat chocolate, and watch
If
TV. I
you
mean,
can
who does that?
relate, if you don't like to work out, drop it in the comments. We want to hear it.
Exactly, exactly. So I really don't. But I think what happened was I love to teach and I love to train and I love to see people make these changes in themselves.
And you're
You
so
know,
good at it. Seriously. Like
ugh, I love it.
I
I
wish
love
you were
it.
still teaching turbo because you know I'd be there in a second.
Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate it. No, I still teach. I teach too many classes, honestly. I teach about 13 classes a week. Only one turbo, but I have PIO, I have Insanity, I have P90X, boot camps, and a couple other kickboxing classes. Um, I teach again, not because I have to, because I like to, and I like to see the changes. But I started being a coach 6 years ago, and it was kind of at a whim. It was total like, you know, you should do this. I'm like, sure, why not? You know, and I spent a year going, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I enjoyed the discount and I enjoyed my product, and you know, it was all great.
Right.
And then I realized there was something more to it. And when I realized that, that's when I dove in more because it wasn't for me about the money, but it was for me about how to change other people's lives through support and
Right.
accountability and everything else. So that's kind of my start and that where I came from. I do have the fact that, you know, I had two kids and I gained 75 with the first one and
Oh,
90 with the
Joy, isn't
second
that fun?
one. No, you looked really, really
I'm like,
good. That's
oh,
all I have to say. I'm like
Joy.
looking at you, this belly like this big, and I'm like, really? You know, my butt was as big as my belly, and that's not a
Right.
good thing, you know. So
Oh,
but I do have that before and after kind of story too. And work hard because I do like to eat. I don't cook. That's a big joke around my house, but I don't cook. And so my restaurants around here know me by name, but that's what makes it so cool is that you can still be in a fitness business and you can still do things that are transferring, or I should say transforming, right?
right.
Our lives. Um, and not be the typical, I got to stay home, I got to be on a diet, I have to cook my food, and I have to work out every single day for an hour.
Right.
You
Right.
don't have to.
I love that.
So yeah.
So then going into Transform 20, obviously for those that you guys are on, we said she was one of the very first test group participants. So so how did they choose you? How'd they go about that?
Well, you know, it's funny because on this one they chose people a little differently. They chose them according to what they did in their businesses. Um, but there were a couple of lottery tickets, and I happen to be one.
I love
So that was, and I have no idea. So I'm not going to even go any
you
further than that. It's just
know.
a lottery ticket, you know? But I'm glad because after 6 years of being a master trainer, I think people think that, oh, you're a master trainer, it must be easy because you're already in the business, or
Right.
you already, you know, teach classes or whatever it might be, you know, you're just automatic.
Mm-mm,
And it's so not true. I mean, after
mm-mm.
6 years, I'd never been in a test group before. And I'll be very honest, I was in a time in my life at that time that frustrated with myself personally, kind of going down a different direction with
Mm-hmm.
the way I felt about myself, the way I looked, the way I took care of myself. And I just needed something like this. And when it came out, I mean, it was just like,
I'm
whoa.
looking. I
Honestly, it
have
was
to share
something that I
because
needed.
I just want to show these really quick. I think they're so incredible. I and this is 6 weeks, right? 6 weeks, guys. Look at those. 6 weeks, 20 minutes a day, right? With Shanti, and I want to talk. And this that was another thing I wanted to go into because I know you do teach fitness and that is your background. So knowing obviously what you know, your expertise, and then doing a program like this and still getting amazing results blows my mind, right? Because
Well,
you obviously know what you're doing. You know what to do when it comes to losing weight, and you know when it's, you know, time for you to jump into a new program or whatnot. But then doing something like this and getting the results that you got is pretty amazing.
you know, I'm shocked, honestly, because like I said, I told you I teach all these classes,
Right.
right? And that doesn't leave a lot of room for can I add something else to my
Right.
schedule? And when I got asked, I knew for me, it was non-negotiable. I'm going to do this. It was something that I personally needed. And I think that's what it was, is that we, whether you're a coach, you're a mom, you're a wife, or a husband, or whatever it might be, or you're in a business that you are always giving of your time, you're a school teacher, that kind of stuff.
Right.
You tend to forget about you because you're always giving, giving, giving. And that's why I really started this business, because I realized that I could pay attention to me in such a way that it helping other people kept me accountable to the way I looked on the outside,
Yes.
but it also helped me keep me accountable. I can even talk with personal development and learning more about myself on the inside
Right.
too. So when this did come about, and I'm like, okay, wow, I told my husband, and he goes, well, that's pretty cool. And he goes, are you going to do it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And he goes, when are you going to do it? And I go, I don't know anything about it, and I don't even care. I said, I want this. I need this for me,
I love that.
for me. And so that's exactly what I did and when they gave us here are the rules, here are the regulations. You can't say a word about it, which was so hard because we all had
I
our
know.
finger, I
I've
mean,
just been watching
our tongues
everybody
tied.
following you guys.
And everyone's
Can't
waiting
wait.
for something. We can't give you anything.
I
We couldn't even
know.
like take pictures of like us being on the step or anything. And it was so frustrating because as a coach, that's what we kind of like. That's kind
Right.
of livens up what we do too, right? It gives the passion back in there. But what I realized is that I was taking time for myself to work on myself. And even if it was 20 minutes a day, it was my 20 minutes. And people laugh because if you see any of my pictures or any of my videos, I work out in my kitchen because I live in a 4-story. I mean, like, this is my office and I can touch the
But
walls,
that's perfect. And
Um,
that's a good point right there is you don't need tons of space. You know, we've touched on this
no,
before in other broadcasts, but you guys, for all Beachbody On Demand, all of our programs, you don't need this huge space. You literally just need your kitchen, your kitchen space to get
yeah,
results like this. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
yeah. Well, it's funny, and I tried to print one out too, and I couldn't find it. I have it on my computer. I'll show
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
you at the end. But I think the big thing with that is, like you said, you don't need the space.
Right.
You don't need anything except for a step. I
Yes.
really believe that that is huge. But if you're like, okay, I am, have injuries or I'm severely overweight and I don't feel like I can do this, I will tell you there were several people in the test group
Mm-hmm.
that had a lot of weight to lose. But honestly, that shouldn't be your goal. I'm just going to say it out
I
there.
agree.
It wasn't my goal to lose weight. My goal was to give myself my own
I
personal
agree.
successes. And that's what they did too, even though
Mm-hmm.
they had all this weight to lose. Did they lose weight? Yes, they did. But did they gain confidence? Oh, yeah, total confidence. And did they use the step? Yeah, they did.
Right.
They did. But again, everybody's different. The step itself, and I tell my people this too, I when we did the test group, we had to go to leadership, and there's a bunch of us that were in the test group that were going to leadership. And I called a friend of mine. I'm like, hey, can you like let me borrow one of the steps at the gym? Because all the steps are going to be gone, and I do not want to put my step in my suitcase. I was being
Oh,
lazy.
yeah.
I wish I wasn't lazy because that really did make a difference. One of those huge, long, steps, you can do it. It's in the videos with Shanti. There's a modifier, yes, without the step, and then there's a couple people doing different size steps.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can do it, but it didn't make it feel as fluid. And I honestly didn't feel as successful. And I used to teach step
Right.
on that step, right?
I love it. I love
So
hearing that. I'm so excited to
yeah,
start this. Like so excited. So the step itself, you really felt that it was the key element to. I love it.
it is the key element along with Shanti. I mean,
Yes,
this program is,
let's
is
talk about
made
that.
differently.
How was this test group? What was it like being in it with him?
So first of all, he's awesome.
Right.
And if you are not, I'm just going to tell everybody
Yeah.
this, if you're not in the exclusive test group with him coming up, you have to be a coach. But I mean, there are
Yes.
ways to be a coach. You just have to talk to your coach about that. But if you're not in it, you're missing out on half of it. Now,
Yes.
you might have a great coach, and I have people that are like, we just want to be with you, Missy. And I'm like, oh, that feels so great. But guess what? You're missing out.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna be in that one over there
Right.
too. Yeah. So he is to the point. He's real. He doesn't hold back. And the things he says, they honestly resonate with you for not that moment and that time, but for a long time.
Right.
And what I realized, not only with myself, but a couple of tests, not even a couple, many of us, and I thought it was silly, but it was pretty much on week 2. So you have like first 2 weeks are one section, the next 2 weeks are another section.
Right.
So the first week, I'm just trying to make sure I can make myself get here by that time, because we had to be on a specific time, because it went live. We could do it later, but they wanted us to go live with him so that we could give feedback, right? That's what a pilot test group does. And so